Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Okay, got to talk about that weather and the changes coming our way fast.
We're expecting a lot, Alana, but can we also talk about the beautiful sunset behind you? We've got to take a moment for that.
The calm before the storm? Oh, you know, I live in that moment, and that's exactly what we saw down there in Iron County. Gorgeous shot from Cedar City. Mark, thank you. We so appreciate you watching and emailing this in. Stunning, and the cloud cover increasing ahead of the wet weather that's coming our way. Now, we know we were really cold today. We had Arctic air sliding around the southern end of the jet stream, and that frigid northwesterly flow kept us significantly below average. We saw those temperatures climbing into the 20s and 30s, but the wind chill never let us really feel that way. We stayed with the real feel in the 20s, 24 for the high in Logan, 25 in Vernal, 31 in Provo, 34 in Salt Lake, 49 in St. George. Heading into the overnight, we've got cold air in place, and we stay there. We've got clear conditions in northern Utah by the time we wrap the news, but we know we're going to start to see clouds moving in. A southwesterly flow is going to pick up as we head into tomorrow morning, and that's going to lead to clouds, warmer air moving in, and eventually wet weather. We're mostly cloudy by 9 a.m. If you're stepping out in the morning, it's still going to be cold, and with that cold air in place, we do have the potential to see some snow for our Thursday, and then it's going to switch. We'll get into all of that. A lot going on with this storm. As we watch that time-lapse video, you see increasing cloud cover in southern Utah. They are set to get wet weather. Our water vapor shows us the setup. You're watching, see this very thin line here, that narrow corridor? That's an atmospheric river. And the positioning of that low and its counterclockwise flow, and the high with its clockwise flow kind of just funnels that moisture surge into the west, and then we're going to drag it into the Beehive state. So we're going to get a soggy punch here for our Thursday, heading into Valentine's Day, and keep active skies. Before we get wet weather, though, that southwesterly wind is going to kick up. Now, we do have wind advisories issued for eastern Nevada and Tooele County. This goes into effect at 9 a.m. So we're just hours away from this going into effect tomorrow morning and holds on through Friday morning. Gusts up to 55 miles per hour, strong crosswinds on I-80. We could blow dust, and this is the indicator that change is coming. Now, we know with the southwesterly winds, we're also going to get milder air. So temperatures are actually going to rise. We're going to step away from this frigid below average trend, but we don't step away from it very quickly. As a result, with cold air in place, we do have the chance as precipitation starts for snow, and that snow could accumulate in some locations. So a slew of winter weather advisories have been issued. Noteworthy here, Cache Valley and the northern Wasatch Front. This is from noon until 11 p.m. So we anticipate the evening commute could be snowy in that area with accumulation likely. Look towards Castle Country, the Uinta Basin, southwestern Wyoming, Bryce Canyon, the Upper Sevier River Valley. We know these areas are likely going to see some accumulation, but travel impacts are expected. Now, the further east you go, that advisory lingers into Friday. For the northern Wasatch Front and Cache Valley, that's just for tomorrow. Here's the reason why. Snow levels start to rise, so that southwesterly flow brings in warmer air with that atmospheric river, and we see our snow levels get to 5,500 feet. That's the upper benches. So above that, heavy, wet, dense snow. Below that, we get valley rain. So the precipitation type for Valentine's Day in the valleys will be rain. Our heaviest window of precip will be Thursday night into Friday, and that looks to be rain, and we will see those milder conditions moving in. Futurecast shows us all that moisture. Oh, it's coming on in. We see that snow knocking on the door at 9 a.m. We're watching as it pushes in, and you can see heavy precipitation on the model by the afternoon hours. That includes in the southwestern corner of the state. We get wet weather over I-15 and then along the Wasatch Front. Meanwhile, the mountains getting slammed with that heavy, wet, dense snow. That continues Thursday through Saturday for the high country. Now, you're going to notice periods of precipitation Thursday and into Friday. We will see breaks in the action, but we know that we will be dealing with wet weather on and off through Valentine's Day and then even into Saturday. Here we are by Friday afternoon. Active conditions out there. We get a northwest flow by Saturday. A front comes through, and that could allow for snow yet again. Okay, so we're going to go snow, rain, possibly snow. We've been forewarning you about this, and now the winter storm warnings are posted. They're for all of our Utah mountains and including the Wasatch Back. So that area is going to get heavy snow, and that's why a winter storm warning has been placed in effect. Most of these go Thursday through Saturday. As we look at snow accumulations, you're not going to be surprised that there are warnings because we get really heavy snow. Northern Utah and southern Utah, 1 to 3 feet for the Cottonwoods and the Bear River Range. That is going going to be rough. Heads up there. Northern mountains at 18 to 24. Southern mountains, that number has gone up in the last 24 hours with more moisture potential. For the southern mountains, Brian Head could go 30 inches. Here's a look at the areas underneath advisory. This is for your Thursday as cold air's in place. Could get a trace to 2 inches in the valleys, 3 to 6 for the benches. Mountain valleys, a little more than that. Wasatch back underneath that winter storm warning, 8 to 14. 4 to 8 in Bryce Canyon. Central valleys get some snow. So does the I-15 corridor and the Uinta Basin. Here's a check on those temperatures for tomorrow. Notice they're warmer. Southwest flow bringing in the 30s and 40s, 47 in St. George and Moab. Next 7 in Washington County. Scattered rain by Saturday, drier conditions for the weekend, dry for President's Day in the southern portion of the state. Here's the Wasatch Front. We don't follow that pattern. We're soggy. Periods of precip for the next several days. Temperatures stay in the 40s. Another storm system, President's Day, could bring wet weather to northern and central Utah. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is.
Take that in.
Take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath, for real.
A little bit of a change from what we saw last week. We'll take the cold weather.